Do you know why some people always seem to navigate social situations with such effortless ease while others constantly find themselves feeling undervalued or betrayed by those they trust? Many people think that being a good person is the main requirement for living a happy and successful life in our modern society. However, the harsh reality is that being purely kind and honest can often make you a target for those who understand the hidden rules of human nature. If you have ever felt like you were doing everything right but still ended up being treated like a doormat, this video is exactly what you need to watch. Understanding these unspoken laws of interaction is not about becoming a cynical or cold individual who dislikes others. It is actually about developing a deep sense of clarity so you can protect your peace and build truly meaningful connections. We are going to explore the 10 fundamental truths of how people really think and behave when the polite masks of social etiquette are removed. By the end of this talk, you will have a completely different perspective on your relationships and your personal power. The first brutal truth is that the quality of your relationships often depends on how useful you are to others. This might sound like a very cold way to view your friends and family, but it is a psychological reality we must face. When you provide value to someone, they are much more likely to treat you with kindness and respect because you are an asset. This leads us to the second truth, which is that human nature is inherently driven by self-interest. People naturally gravitate toward those who can help them achieve their specific goals or personal desires. If you have nothing to offer but your honesty and your kindness, you may find that you are the easiest person for others to take advantage of or push aside. It is important to remember that having personal leverage is the prerequisite for any healthy and balanced long-term social exchange. You should never feel guilty about focusing on your own growth and ensuring that you have your own chips to play. When you stop being a people pleaser and start building your own value, you will notice that people suddenly find more reasons to be kind to you. The third truth you must learn is to never present yourself as a weak person because society often has a natural tendency to prey on those who seem vulnerable. There is a specific psychological concept called social predation, which refers to the way some individuals exploit the perceived weaknesses of others for their own gain. When you constantly complain about your problems or show your insecurities, you are essentially signaling that you are an easy target. This brings us to the fourth truth, which states that being too open about your desires and your fears allows others to know exactly how to handle and manipulate your emotions. People who are looking for someone to control will be drawn to your vulnerability like a predator to its prey. It is vital to maintain a posture of strength and self-assurance even when you are feeling uncertain or tired on the inside. Keeping a certain level of mystery about your true intentions is a powerful way to ensure that you are always treated with a high level of respect. You can still be a deeply sensitive person, but you must choose very carefully who is allowed to see that side of your soul. One of the most important skills you can master in this life is the ability to control your tongue and remain silent. The fifth truth is that you should never offer advice or try to take charge of someone else's life unless they have explicitly asked you for your help. If things go well after your unasked advice, the other person will likely take all the credit for the success themselves. However, if things go poorly, you will almost certainly be the one who is blamed for the entire unfortunate situation. This is closely linked to the sixth truth, which is that you should avoid being a person who only offers criticism after a mistake has already been made by someone else. This behavior is often called being a Monday morning quarterback, which describes someone who criticizes others after the facts are already known and the event is over. Nobody enjoys listening to criticism from someone who was silent when the actual work was being done by the team. Either you provide useful suggestions during the planning phase, or you should have the discipline to keep your mouth shut afterwards. The seventh truth is a difficult but necessary one to accept, which is that almost all friendships in our adult lives are seasonal and based on shared interests. Long-term relationships are usually sustained by a continuous flow of mutual benefits rather than just pure emotional connection or shared history. When you stop trying to desperately hold on to people who are ready to leave, you actually gain more respect from everyone around you. The eighth truth applies to your professional life, which is that the workplace is an environment where professional interests will always come before personal loyalty. You should never speak poorly of your boss or your manager in front of your coworkers because you never truly know who might be listening. Another crucial boundary is the ninth truth, which is the importance of keeping the exact amount of your personal savings a secret from almost everyone. If you tell people you have very little money, they may look down on you, but if you have too much, they will become jealous. Human nature often involves a strange paradox where people want you to do well, but they rarely want you to do better than they are. If you have found these insights helpful so far, please like this video and subscribe to help our channel reach more people who need this clarity. The 10th and final truth is that almost every favor or meal provided by others comes with an invisible social debt that you will eventually have to repay. Mastering the art of social interaction requires you to learn how to listen to the hidden meanings behind the words people say. When someone praises you too much, you should consider if they are trying to flatter you into a state of false security. On the other hand, when people make self-deprecating jokes, they are often looking for you to provide them with a sincere compliment. Those who loudly claim that money is not an issue for them are usually the ones who care the most about the final price. To maintain social harmony, it is often wise to mention your own small flaws or mistakes when you are being publicly praised. By doing this, you balance the emotions of those around you and prevent unnecessary feelings of jealousy from growing in your social circle. Ultimately, the only person you can truly and fully rely on through all the ups and downs of life is yourself. This realization is not a reason for despair, but rather a profound invitation to take full ownership of your own destiny. When you stop expecting others to prioritize your needs above their own, you release the heavy emotional baggage that has been holding you back. You will find that your relationships actually become much healthier when they are built on mutual strength rather than a fragile hope for validation. You are no longer reacting to the whims of those around you because you have become the conscious architect of your own social environment. This journey toward clarity is the most important investment you will ever make in your personal growth and your future peace of mind. Thank you for watching.